Couple years ago, while I was still living with my mom, having panic attacks, struggling heavily with anxiety, I once wrote my dream day. And I wrote basically, I wake up in Bali next to my beautiful girlfriend. I order some food. I get to work. I speak to a few of my clients. I have some coaching clients, right? I'm making more than 10K a month. I go out with my girlfriend to grab some food. We have an amazing time. I go to the beach, this and that, right? I wrote out this whole dream day. 2 to 3 years later, I'm living that reality, right? Right now, wake up to a beautiful girl, work, record videos, work whenever I want to. I don't have a boss. I'm my own boss. I make more money than I've ever made before. And how did this all happen? Well, one of the keys was manifestation and the law of attraction. And in today's video, I want to talk exactly about the best way I found on how to use the law of attraction in a way that pretty much everybody can use, even if you're skeptical, even if you're a person that has no experience with law of attraction, has never made it work for them, has never really seen any success with it, maybe doesn't even believe in it at all, right? I'm just going to give you my experience, a very simple framework, and everything practically that you need or that I use to make it successful for me and make it work for me and basically help me create the dream life each and every single day. And it still does, right? I still use it. So this is stuff I know right now that has worked for so many people. I teach this to all of my students, all of my clients even. And I've only seen success with it for everybody who applies it. So it's pretty much one of the easiest, most free, right? Because it doesn't take any money and most awesome ways to really improve your life. This is just very no nonsense. This is what I did. This is how it helped. To show you the power of identity and mindset, there was a research they did where they had two groups of people who smoked cigarettes and they wanted to quit. And so to one group, they said, whenever somebody offers you a cigarette, all you need to say is, I'm trying to quit. So no, I don't want your cigarette. Right? I'm trying to quit smoking. And the other group, they told that whenever somebody offers you a cigarette, just say, I'm not a smoker. Right? And then just kindly deny. In the end, which group do you think did better? Which group had more people actually succeed with not smoking? It was the second group, right? The group who said, I'm not a smoker. Because by making that statement, they reinforced the idea that they were, in fact, not a smoker. And does a not smoker smoke? No, they don't. So it was simply part of their identity to deny the cigarette. Whereas the other group, they had to fight the idea of, hey, I am a smoker, I should smoke, but I don't want to. So I'm trying to deny, right? So what you're basically doing is saying, I'm saying no to my identity. So as long as your identity is combined with the habit you're trying to stop, you're not going to succeed because it's basically like almost killing yourself in a way, right? You're saying no to a part of an identity. You're killing off a part of your identity, which is extremely painful for your brain. Whereas if you say, this is simply not me, or I am this, then your brain is like, I'm still alive, right? I'm chilling. It's fine. And so you can let that part go because it's not even part of you anymore. Does that make sense? Right? So rather than thinking, I'm this, I need to let go of this part of me, it's now, I'm this, and that is not a part of me being this. And that is your key to success by shifting your identity, shifting your beliefs. The crazier thing you can learn is actually that beliefs themselves have self preservation. And it was so interesting, and I found this on Wikipedia, right? I was researching about beliefs and identity and stuff, and it literally said like ideas and thoughts and beliefs have self-preservation. So it basically says your beliefs, your thoughts, they fight for their own lives, right? So whenever you're trying to get rid of an idea in your mind, or whenever somebody is challenging your ideas and your beliefs, you're gonna feel fearful. You're gonna feel the need to defend yourself because you want to live, right? And those ideas, those thoughts, those beliefs, they want to stay alive. And whenever somebody's challenging you with an opposing viewpoint, it basically says, hey, I'm going to kill your idea because actually reality is this, even though you believe this, which again, like I said, it's not survival, right? That means dying. And so the brain will fight that. It will fight against dying out. It will fight against their ideas, the thoughts, the mental dying out. Because if you really boil it down, you are just a mental being in a physical body. And so there is no physical ideas, right? There is no physical reality, as in this is how it is. There's only your interpretation or interpretation, if we want to be really scientifically correct, of what everything is. So if you want to transform, start with your identity, right? Start saying, I am X, Y, and Z, right? If you want more focus in your life, if you want to be more disciplined, you simply start by saying, I am extremely disciplined. I am extremely disciplined. I am extremely disciplined. And you keep repeating it until it becomes part of your belief structure. Because every time you repeat it, you have one more vote for you being that person. Doesn't mean overnight you'll suddenly be the most productive person ever. It just means you are moving ever so closely to that version of yourself. And every time you say it to yourself, it becomes more and more true, especially when you start to do actions that back that up. Now, the key thing that I've learned with affirmations is that you really got to believe in them, first of all. But the second part is that feeling is the secret. And this is from a book from Neville Goddard, which is one of the most influential figures on law of attraction, manifestation, and all of that stuff. It is basically that it's not really the words that make your manifestation come true. It's the feeling behind it, right? So if you're saying, I'm extremely successful, but you don't feel anything when you're saying that, it's not really going to do anything. Right? What you got to do is you got to visualize you being extremely successful and how would that make you feel in that moment. So if you're picturing yourself in a certain reality where you're traveling the world, you're financially free, you have time freedom, you have location freedom, and you feel how that would feel like in your heart, in your body, and everything, that is the secret. That is the thing that will make the law of attraction start to work for you. And the more you do that, the quicker you will see your reality shift. And then you can get those crazy results where from literally one day to another, you're living a completely different life. But if you're constantly just saying, I'm a millionaire, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm charismatic, nothing is really going to happen, right? So my biggest lesson was, and what really made this successful for me is just picking one affirmation. Everybody was always saying, have this big list, create your 25 affirmations. But what I really found is you need one. If you have one good affirmation and you just spam, you just repeat it to yourself relentlessly, day in, day out, it will work faster than you've ever seen. And your life will change like that. If you have this big list, good luck, brother. Good luck, brother. Because one of your affirmations is saying, I want to go this way. Another one is saying, I want to go that way. And another one is saying, I want to go that way. And so you're being pulled in all these different directions, which ultimately get you nowhere, right? If you're going forward, right, left, and backwards at the same time, where do you go? Nowhere. You just stand still, right? It all cancels each other out. So it's the same with affirmations. You want to have one. And don't overthink like, oh my God, so which one should I pick? Just think, what do I need most right now? Is it focus? Is it confidence? Is it charisma? Is it attractiveness? And you just spam that single affirmation. That's it. You forget everything else, right? You forget the list. You just say, I'm extremely disciplined. I'm extremely disciplined. I am extremely disciplined. I'm extremely disciplined. And you start to repeat it, tap into the feeling, and the feeling is always here. I did experiments with the clients I have. I would ask them all, hey, where do you feel it? Always here, right? There was one person ever who said, I feel it here, right? But everybody always here, right? In your heart. That's where your center of manifestation is. So focus on that. One affirmation to rule them all, destroy your current reality. And like they always say, right, to make a million, you need to become the person capable of making a million. And so we want to focus our affirmation on our identity or character traits or personality, not on something external, right? So I am a millionaire is me reinforcing my identity as a millionaire, but me saying I have a car, right? That's not a characteristic of me as a person. That's just a tangible, right? That's a physical, tangible thing outside of myself. I can affirm that I have a car, I have a car, I have a car, but it doesn't change anything about the person I am, right? If I say I'm extremely confident, that is a way of carrying myself. That is a behavior I can express, but I'm not being a car, right? I'm not a car. I can reinforce me being the person that is capable of having a car, but I am not reinforcing that I'm a car, right? So always focus your affirmation. If you want the most success, always focus your affirmation on something you are. And I would always say add a reinforcer, such as extremely, right? I'm extremely successful rather than I'm successful. Because you can even, if you say it right now in your own head or just out loud, and I say, okay, so we say, I am successful. How does that feel for you, right? What feelings does that conjure up if you think of being successful? Or what feelings come up when you think of I'm extremely successful, right? It immediately feels like a big jump in terms of feeling and how that would look like. So that's why I say always add a reinforcer. I am extremely successful. I'm extremely charismatic. I'm extremely attractive. I'm extremely confident. I'm extremely focused. Whatever you need, right? Whatever it is that you need to, feel comfortable with, use that one. And the more uncomfortable you are with saying it, the better it is for you to say it, because that means your identity is not comfortable with being that. If you feel this crazy resistance whenever you say, I'm extremely rich, right, and it feels super unreal, super unnatural, that means, right, it's very far from your identity. And so your reality will not manifest as that what you want because it's so far from you. It's so uncomfortable, right? How can you become extremely rich if being extremely rich, even the idea, even saying I'm extremely rich is extremely uncomfortable, right? You won't be able to manifest it. You won't be able to execute your actions in your day to day to actually create the results of being extremely successful, being extremely rich, because it doesn't align with safety. It aligns with discomfort, and your brain doesn't like discomfort. So we have to use this message in order to get okay with us seeing ourselves like that person. And the universe is a mirror. What's inside is outside, right? So if everything here is aligned and you have all these beliefs that are completely in line with that reality that you're going through, you will have no resistance. You will have execution like crazy because every single day you can just do the actions that you know you should be doing without getting away from the path, without feeling like, oh, but maybe I should do that. Oh, maybe procrastination. You will deal with no issues, no obstacles, no challenges because it's completely aligned, right? So everything will feel like flow. But if you feel uncomfortable with that reality that you're trying to get or the goal or the achievement you're trying to achieve, you will have so much resistance. You will start scrolling social media. You will start doing busy work instead of important work. You will start making the wrong decisions that don't align. You will suddenly start going to the party that somebody invites you to. You will do all these things as long as they don't get you to your goal because it's not something you're comfortable with. Even when in your head, you can rationalize all the reasons as to why you would want to go to that goal. So yeah, manifestation is an extremely, extremely interesting subject. I think it's a lot less spiritual and woo-woo as people think it might be. It's all still a lot of just action taking, right? A lot of manifestation is still just you doing the things you're supposed to do. I'm not a fan of just think of something and it will just appear in your life. I don't think like that at all. I think you need raw action. But I do think the part where you conjure up feelings with your mental reality, you meditate, you visualize, you attract, you reconfirm your identity and everything, that all has influence on the quality of actions you make in order to get your results. And it also dictates what you focus on, right? If you are feeling extremely comfortable or if you're feeling extremely rich or extremely successful, it will change your vision. It will allow you to see different kinds of opportunities, right? If you're focused on, I'm extremely confident, you will see different opportunities than if you're focused on, I'm extremely attractive. But if you're focused on I'm extremely attractive, you might be more focused on dating and, just partnership and whatever. If you're focused on I'm extremely disciplined and successful, you'll be probably more geared towards looking for business opportunities. You'll see people, you'll be like, oh, I should network with that person, right? Now, time for the next level. Time for the next level. What is above this? So, what do we do now? Okay, so we're spamming, we're repeating this affirmation to ourselves. What happens now? The next thing is basically that our brain will start to act like a GPS, right? So, we put in the destination, I'm extremely confident, or I'm extremely successful. And now our brain will start to give suggestions. It's almost like notifications, right? Where it's like, oh, look at this thing, or oh, that's an interesting thing, right? It will start to notify you. It will start to have this little blinking light for you to see like, okay, that's something I might have to do. But then you'll start to face resistance. So you'll see this extremely cute girl on the street and your brain goes, ooh, cute girl. I should talk to her. And then you go, yeah, but what if she has a boyfriend? But she's kind of walking there right now. She's already kind of gone. So if I walk up right now, it's gonna be awkward. And even if I do walk up, what angle should I start talking to her? Like, I don't want to be a creep. Right? And all this resistance will come up. And so you'll be like, oh, okay, let's not do it. Right. And that's you basically saying to your brain, okay, there's the GPS. We put the signal, we put the destination. You said turn left here, and then I went right because I don't feel comfortable going left. And that's why it takes so long to achieve whatever you want to achieve. And it's the same for business, right? You'll be somewhere is like, oh, there's this interesting person I should network with and I should kind of maybe collaborate with them. And then like, but maybe it's a bit weird. I don't want to come off as too pushy, blah, 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 whatever. Right? Another instance where your brain said, take the roundabout at the next turn. And you go, you know what? I'm gonna stay on the right side of the road and I'm just gonna suddenly go left, whatever. So when you create your goals, your vision and everything, and you create your affirmations, now we're gonna deal with this stuff, right? Your brain is gonna say, turn left here and you'll go right. Your brain is gonna say, turn right there and you'll go left. Your brain is gonna say, speed up here and you'll slow down. Your brain is going to slow down, please, and you're going to speed up, right? You're going to do everything to not do what your brain suggests you to do. And if you have that, it's basically you saying, I don't trust myself. I don't trust my own brain. I don't trust myself. And you're going to struggle. You're going to face frustration, disappointment. You're going to be sad. You're going to go through things and try to make it work, but it won't work. Because every time your brain tells you, here's the key, here's the secret, here's the manifestation, do this to attract it. You're like, ah, I don't know. I might have to go the other way, right? So as soon as you start doing, and this is what I said in another video, as soon as you start doing everything you're supposed to do, everything your brain comes up with that is like, hey, we should do this. As soon as you start to do all of that, you will so quickly see everything shift in your life. You're like, your brain is like, oh, maybe we should start a business. And you go like, oh, but what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? Right? And you won't start the business, or it might take you 6 months or 12 months. But if you, for 1 week, just 1 week, try this experiment, right? I would advise you so strongly for a couple days, just 3 days, 3 days. Follow every single thought, every single opportunity, every single notification your brain gives you. If it says talk to this person, talk to that person. If it says go here, go there. If it says go to this website and open the business account, go to the website and open the business account. If it says, go to the gym now and do a crazy workout, go to the gym and do the crazy workout. Whatever your brain tells you to do, as long as it's kind of aligned with where you want to go, right? So I'm not saying like, oh, just randomly go party and get drunk. But as long as it's something that is beneficial to your life, instantly do it. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it makes you feel afraid. If you do that for just 3 days, you will see enough things happen and enough things change that you're like, oh my God, I trust it now. I trust you now. I'm okay now. I'm no longer going to be a bratty, like, stubborn little kid. I'll follow. I'll make sure that I follow up on everything you presented to me. And you'll start to see things happen and shift so fast. It's absolutely amazing. So in this video, guys, I want to talk about manifestation, the law of attraction, and how that helped me break past my first 10K a month. A couple years ago, I wrote down a whole dream day of mine in my Apple Notes, right, on my iPhone. Like, I wake up in Bali, I'm on the beach, I put my, I wake up in Bali next to a beautiful girl, I travel, I have my online business, I have coaching clients, right? All of this I wrote while I was in my mom's house. All of this I wrote while I was living with my mom, making about $1,000 per month, being miserable, having panic attacks daily, right?